Control van copy.
287.
Depth's 287. That's cute. He thinks I'm you.
You could sabotage my reputation by messing this up.
Careful, I might just do that.
You get a good sense of the streaming. We were looking straight down at that cable.
Mm.
No longer.
What's holding it up? Confused by that bar there. Oh, is it a carabiner?
It's a carabiner on a little bungee.
Oh, and so you're...
The carabiner's in the 5-function gripper, and the is it a bungee beaner?
It's a bungee beaner. If that's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So it's, in case you were to lose it, it would still be attached.
Yeah.
But
How much does that cable weigh?
I don't remember. I just know it's
And
150 meters long.
How old is that bungee? We'll go doing, doing.
Snap.
It's definitely a bungee beaner, is it? It's a blue bungee.
It looks...
You seem very well versed in the bungee beaner.
Yeah. Might be
You
an
have a
issue.
long and storied history.
Well, Josh mentioned that. So we removed the lock valve from 5-function jaw because we tend to grab onto the instrument platforms. So if we went lights out, then we would be anchored. So usually 5-functions don't have a lock in the jaw for construction work. And so Josh mentioned even if the 5-function jaw relaxes, we still have it beanered in, but if we lose our grip on the beaner, it's only held by a bungee.
How close is depth to the winch payout? They tracking pretty close?
You can sometimes just peek right through there and see it's at 230.
I don't have a good angle. All right,
Oh, there
it
you
is.
go. You got a new fancy widget. I don't have to lean over.
It's getting fancier. Ben's working on vertical velocities for us.
Oh, nice. That'll be good.
I
So you don't have to put it in the top side.
I poked him the other day.
Yeah.
So we had it all storyboarded out here, and he took a picture of it. I forget what we were going to do.
So I imagine those track pretty close, but when you tell the deck, you're telling them the payout, not the depth?
Pretty much, you just have to make sure that the Argus pilot stops at 50 according to the winch payout, and then they'll bug you on the deck because there's someone standing at the winch box right now, ready to pass over. So if they see it go past 50, then
We'll
Mark
hear
will call
about
you.
it.
Yeah. which happens a non-zero amount of times. Just because we end up talking about stuff on SPL and blue water. And then
Yeah, along those lines, should be watching that winch really close, Michael. And I should be too, and especially the level wind and the crossovers, this we discussed before. But you can, even without all this and the payout thing, we know where how much cable's out by what's on the storage drum there. And if you make a mental note of where the cable is when we're at recovery,
ROV doesn't look like it's auto-centering on Argus.
then you'll know.
I thought I enabled it.
try zooming in. Yeah, it looks enabled. Zoom in a bunch. Or try grabbing and going somewhere else. Yeah, it's good.
All right.
It has a little bit of freedom, but not too much.
Hangs.
Yeah. And you could do the ship. Usually Hercules is a poor choice. Argus is okay because it doesn't really lose tracking for a while. But by the time it starts to mess up here, you shouldn't be looking at it anyway. Can we configure a recovery salvo that also has a prominent Herc brow screen?
Yeah, we could.
That sounds non-committal.
We can just switch it into one of the. Should hit the recovery macro there.
I guess Herc brow's good enough.
Then go to hit your home button. Then go HV1 or let me see that.
This one?
Yeah, the orange one.
Yeah. And
Now hit Herc brow.
Cool. Set up.
You're going up pretty fast.
Yeah, why don't you?
Want me to bump it up, or do you want to slow down?
I actually thought I would get less with full laterals on, but I'm getting more.
Sometimes that happens
Yeah.
with the starboard bio, right? At least that's what I've been told.
Continues to amaze me.
Yeah. Acts as a sail.
I'll slow down a little, Mike. You keep your hold what you got there. Or you can speed up. I'll speed up. Get around there.
Is there a fast way to secure the mezzo? You guys normally do that.
We normally do it. But yeah, the fast way is to hit stop. I think part of the grief we have, if we hit run and Argus hasn't turned on, or Herc hasn't turned on, if one of the heads is not on, then it makes that thing go on a holiday.
That could make sense. Because then it's reading in Argus's head as head 1 or something like that.
Yeah, and then it pops up by default.
Right.
So I think what happened the other day is Argus wasn't on.
Yeah.
I hit run. So it defaulted Herc to the first head 1.
That seems like a reasonable theory.
It's probably going to slow down a bit now because I took the laterals off. Maybe I'll lateral back the other way. I'm lateral too far.
So is 10 meters just to kind of drop dead on securing the mezzos, or a little early? Doesn't matter that we secured them now.
No, I usually do. Start at 100 meters, I start turning our toys off. So you can tilt your camera up too, Michael.
Yeah, we just added that to our list this year because Josh asked for it as a check to double check the pilots to do that. But
the issue is if they don't get turned off and then you power down the system, the topside sonar keeps trying. And unless you have it disabled, it will reduce the baud rate in subsequent steps. When it can't communicate to the head, the ludicrous baud rate that it does, it steps it down, and it eventually winds up at 9600. And then when it does communicate, it's like ka-chung,
yeah.
ka-chung. There's a feature to disable that, but I'm not sure.
I guess you could also, if you missed it up here, you could just turn the software off, right? Would that resolve the problem too?
Yeah, that's how you have to do it, but then you have to reboot the software, and it doesn't always come up the same. I have this weird issue with it getting stuck on stupid, as my wife would say.
Yeah.
It's probably politically incorrect also, so it gets wonky. We should look at piping the compasses into these guys.
So they rotate? Or
yeah, you can turn on the compass rose and then it rotates around the outside. You pump it in as a NMEA string.
Yeah.
But it wants the standard marine compass NMEA string, which RTCM2, I don't know what the default output is set for.
I'd have to get used to that if we switch over to that.
What's that?
I'd have to get used to that if we change that. Sure, I would.
It's quite handy because you can get see the range thingy?
Yeah.
So you can do a range and you don't have to do the mental math.
Right, yeah.
There's some other features in there too for working out heights of things that